So I'm on my way to my 12th auction. Sorry, I'm on my way to my 11th auction. So I've had 10 auctions so far. And get ready for it. 10 sold from 10. Correct. 10 sold from 10. That's right. 100% so far. Who would have thought on the week that interest rates went up for the first time in 12 years that I would have my best results in probably, well, I mean, I don't have a record of every result. Let me just make sure I turn off right here. Yes, Woodville Road. So, I can't remember the last time I did 100%, right? 100%. So, gang, what are the learnings that we've got here today? Number one, the prices haven't been crazy. Number two, I've got to say to you, there's a few real estate agents that haven't worked out right now that whenever you're doing a market wrap, your vendors that you've got coming up are also watching it. So the truth is, a lot of the auctions that I do, auctions for vendors, they've actually been educated not only by the vendor letters, not only by the agent, but they're actually being educated because they're actually connected to me on social media. So don't underestimate the power of your own market wrap to your current clients, right? So your current clients are watching your market wrap and you're educating them. But I've got to tell you, the numbers that we got today were decent numbers. They weren't crazy numbers, but there's a process. And I insist that the agents that I work with understand the process. And the process is that you've got to actually encourage buyers by understanding there's two key numbers. Buyers filter with their brain and they buy with their heart. You won't be having a buyer buying with their heart if they haven't filtered a price at a level that's going to excite them and for them to be there. And for me right now, this has to be the key marketing strategy for an agent. Not necessarily the ads, but the price that you're using as the number to encourage people into a property. Very, very important, right? Number two, you've got to learn the art of once you get a buyer, you keep the buyer there. I'm urging every real estate agent to adopt two strategies. Strategy number one is to start doing 2 vendor reports a week. You've heard me right. And for many of you, that's a shock because many of you are only doing 1. Some of you are doing none. 2 vendor reports a week, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Wednesday. The second thing I want you to start doing is having pre-auction buyer meetings with your buyers. Be close to the buyer before the auction. Educate the buyer just the way you're educating a vendor in a reserve meeting. Educate the buyer. These are important strategies. And I've got to tell you, if you want to get 100% clearance rate in a marketplace like this, you've got to ensure that you are sticking to the process. And even if you stick to the process, this has been a lucky day, right? Had the right properties, the right work was done, and it went off. Days like today aren't going to be 100%, but there's not going to be a lot of them. But I've got to tell you one thing I've learned, and that is this. Vendors are more educated on the market this time around because social media is more important this time around. So vendors are fully educated. And they have already factored in rates are going up. Buyers are already seeing that prices have realigned. I mean, you got newspapers saying, prices are going to drop 5, 10, 15, 20%, whatever. They've already dropped. Wake up. They're working on old news, mate. They've already dropped. I'm seeing it at the cold face level every day. So, gang, the fact that prices have dropped and that interest rates have gone up, but interest rates are still record low interest rates, and even if they go up 2 or 3 times, they're still record low interest rates. All those factors mean that buyers are still pulling the trigger. Anyway, gang, love to know what your day's like. I'm not going to report back after my last auction, but it's probably going to be an 11 out of 11 day. So, gang, I'm going to sign off.